Okay. What's happening, crypto degens? Welcome back to, or actually our first live stream on our new channel, Limitless Crypto, where we're gonna cover our daily analysis here on the Bitcoin chart and everything around it, okay? It's amazing that you're here, amazing that you're a crypto degen like me, and that we can cover a lot of important things here. And my goal is, of course, to turn you into a better crypto trader, as well as potentially investor, and get you familiar with the cryptocurrency markets here. It's going to be an absolute pleasure from my side, and I hope that if you're new here, that you can smash up that like button here. We're going to start small, but this is going to blow up very, very quickly. Trust me. Okay, let's get started right away here, guys. We have a lot of things to cover up here. Let's make sure that, of course, we will also be in the V3. Have a quick eye on the people in our beautiful community as well. Let's see what we have here. Let's put them in real quick. It's absolute amazing to see that the Limitless V3 is absolutely crushing it every single day. I'm very happy to talk about the crypto price today, and also a lot of important stuff here that we're going to cover. We have to know what Bitcoin is going to do next for now in order to potentially pack our bags, or maybe even look for a potential short setup. Who knows? We're going to talk about everything here. We have covered a lot of different setups, a lot of data for you to share in order for us to move forward with it. So it's going to be a big one today. Okay, we're gonna absolutely kill it this particular season. Okay, we call this a crypto particular run, as of how it should be. In my opinion, this is the moment to get familiar, and if you already are familiar, then pay very close attention, because I hope to give you today some key epiphany moments here that you can use, and as well, for your future trading career. Okay, amazing start here, guys. Let's start out first of all with, of course, the Bitcoin price, because we have finally seen a drop, right? So we came from the weekly chart here, and this was all fantastic, right? This is all something that does not really come as a surprise, okay? Just to clarify, we have been coming up significantly already, right? We're talking about potentially from this particular level here, 31,400. We have seen a major run. We're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks positive, okay? 7 bullish weeks in a row here, okay? And the moment we see a little drop, people start stressing, and people are starting thinking, oh no, are we gonna crash now? Is this over? Is it for now done? And are we gonna come down tremendously here? Well, let me just mark this, right? First of all, this is completely healthy price action. We were extremely over leveraged in the market, right? If you pull up the funding rates here, you could see already clearly that we were extremely red. Right now, currently, you could see that we are actually turning out to be looking much healthier, much better, okay? Funding rates, in essence, are ways where you can view how many people are short, how many people are long, who is paying who, okay? Futures in crypto is massive. So if, for example, the price goes up tremendously, usually the longers pay the shorters based upon the fees. If it's the other way around, the shorters pay the longers, right? So the higher the funding rate, the more people are leveraged long, and therefore at some point, we have to reset to take out that liquidity. So that's extremely important, okay? What happened was we literally smashed through all these levels here. So if you look at the Bitcoin heat map right here, this is where we were ranging fantastically. Really nice. 44K, absolutely amazing. By the way, this was a strong rejection under this weekly resistance, okay? We failed to break that weekly resistance right here at 44K. But look at the liquidation heat map right now. Look at what we took out. This was just a massive swipe of liquidity here. So if you see right now, and you want to look at where the liquidity is at, look at what we have been taken out here. You see clearly that above the 44,000 here, we still have a tremendous amount of liquidity laying above here. So there is always a chance for it to come down. But the question is, are we already ready for a potential next leg up here? That's the question for now in order to move forward. So what we need to do here, we need to go back to the Bitcoin price, and we need to also understand where the CME gap was, okay? The CME gap is extremely important. I look at it every single day or every single weekend just to make sure to see, okay, where did the Friday candle close and where did the Sunday open took place, okay? What usually tends to happen is that there is some sort of gap getting created, okay? That means that if you think about the regular traditional markets, these markets are open from Monday to Friday, okay? When we're talking about crypto, that's a 24/7 game right here, okay? So in that manner, when talking about crypto right here, usually what tends to happen is that every single time when the CME closes, there is a little gap created. We failed to take out this gap from that particular open right here. So this is the gap from 10 days ago right now. The question is there still a chance that we can come down here to fill up that gap right here, okay? And in order to see that, we have to move a little bit further. But again, most of the liquidity was still above. At this particular moment, the CME gap is laying between 39.5K and between 40.3, okay? Super reasonable, in my opinion, to potentially come down here, okay? And the reason why is if you go back towards the 4 hour here, look at what we have here. Let's draw the Fibonacci from high to low. We are now coming from high back towards the lows here. You see that this particular area of supply was created right at the 50%, okay, the Fibonacci. We call that the equilibrium. You know, everything above the 50 is where things are getting interesting for us. So what we do, we always mark out the swing high and swing low, or swing low to swing high. And based upon that, we then decide, okay, 50% of that range is where things are getting more interesting for us, potentially even more profitable for us, okay? So in this case, the 50% right now is causing that resistance, okay? So the major resistance right now for Bitcoin is laying around the $42,000. Now, what's important to mention here is that potentially, with knowing that the CME gap is below and we're seeing a rejection here, we could lead potentially in that continuation, okay? Now, before we continue, let's look at the total one. All right, the total one chart is the total market cap. All right, the total market cap right now is $1.53 trillion. I think on CoinMarketCap it's $1.57 trillion. We came from a $1.63 trillion, so we decreased a little bit right here. But the total one is showing right now that we are facing some resistance. But what we need to understand is where is the money going into? Because when looking at the crypto ecosystem, it's very easy to track the money flow, okay? Why is that? Well, first of all, we know that there is a total of $1.57 trillion right now in the market, okay? So if you know that, we can dissect and see where the money is actually at. Is it in Tether? Is it in stable coins? Is it in DeFi? Is it in, you know, big cryptocurrencies? Is it in the altcoins? Is it in the small caps? Whatever the case may be, we are able to track it. Okay, so total one right now is topping out right here. Okay, if you take this to the weekly chart, let's see if it's working, guys. There we go. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. There we go. Let's reload it. Otherwise, we don't have the patience for this one right here. Total one. Okay, let's go to the weekly right here and let's reload it. There we go. Okay, you can see clearly that we got rejected right at this previous low. Okay, so when you're looking at the overall market, you're also looking at different types of markets right here. Okay, in this case, the total market cap is the total market cap as of what it says. Okay, so what we're looking at here right now is you understand also, besides the Bitcoin price, what the total one is doing. Because if the total one potentially gets into resistance, things might get very interesting here. And this is exactly where we got rejected right here. So as you guys can see before, we had resistance right here. We turned it into support. We came and broke below here. It took roughly, okay, a year and a half before coming back towards the level. And this was the first touch of major resistance before potentially looking for that continuation. So what we need to see here is a potential breakthrough moment, okay? But at this particular moment, we're looking quite weaker. So now we topped out, we tapped into that high, we smashed through the previous lows, okay? And this is extremely key. So what we're looking for is we're looking for a high that's created. That high creates a new lower low. We're trying to pull back into the 50%. We failed to break above it. Now we're getting rejected, potentially looking for further continuation here. Now let's combine this chart with the next chart, okay? Which is gonna be called Total 3. And Total 3 is the total market cap, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, okay? So what you can do right now is to literally remove $1.1 trillion from this chart, and you will have all these other 10,000s of altcoins right here formulated into one chart, showing you exactly what the altcoins are doing. So what you can see on the altcoins though, is that we're lagging. Okay, we were lagging behind. But what is very interesting to mention is that we closed the previous weekly candle right above this previous resistance. And because we closed above the previous resistance, we pulled back into some support here. And it seemingly looks like we're trying to flip this weekly candle. We're now looking a little bit stronger. Okay, so I'm gonna show you a little trick today that could help you with making even more clear in what's going on here. Okay, there is a trick that you can choose, that you can type in here in order for you to see a clearer picture. And that is, in this case, let me see if it's working right here, guys. There we go. Let me see if it's working right here. Let me highlight this real quick for you guys. There we go. By the way, welcome Light Has, my man. Great to see you. Matty as well. Absolutely amazing to see you right here. Absolutely fantastic. Good to have you here. Crypto Momo in the building. Okay. Guys, this is the first stream on the new channel. Make sure you smash up that like button here. Would highly appreciate it. We're going to make sure that we're going to be here on a day-to-day basis here. So look at this chart. Okay. This is the total tree against the total market cap. Okay. So what tends to happen is here. Well, what does it mean? Well, total tree against the total market cap means literally the altcoins against Bitcoin. Okay. So this chart represents the complete market cap of all the altcoins against Bitcoin. So what you're seeing right now is that we're potentially looking to see for a breakout here. So if we start breaking out right here at this high, okay, what are we always looking for? Well, we need to understand market structure. Market structure is king, okay? We have a fantastic trend line, beautiful. The total market cap or total tree against total one right here. Absolutely fantastic. We're now pulling back. What are we looking for? We're looking for internal market structure, right? So in this case, what does it mean? Well, we are constantly creating lower lows and lower highs into the market. So for example, we have a higher high, we have a lower low, we have a lower high, we have a lower low, we have a lower high, we have a lower low, and we have a lower high right now, potentially, right? So in this case, what you can see here is that when you look at the internal structures, okay, what we need to break is the previous high that created the low. So in this case, you can see that if you look here clearly, look on the daily right here, okay, this is the high that created this low. So what we need to do is we need to break out of this high right here. If we manage to break out of this high, guys, I'm gonna tell you already, I'm gonna see particularly a lot of altcoins absolutely crushing it when Bitcoin recovers that CME gap or potentially finds support. If Bitcoin finds support and this chart breaks out right here, the first thing you will see is altcoins taking over the game. Money flowing into altcoins, back into altcoins, rather than potentially into Bitcoin right here. So very important chart to look at. Now look at the Bitcoin dominance, okay? This is the target, or this is the chart that shows you the overall dominance based up around the market cap. Right now, if you look at the total market cap right here, $1.57 trillion. I'm not sure if you can see it here, but here we go. $1.57 trillion. Now look at the Bitcoin dominance right here, 53%. That means $800 billion right here, okay? Bitcoin right now is practically 53% of the overall cryptocurrency market. So based upon that right here, you see that if the Bitcoin dominance starts to drop, Bitcoin starts to lose momentum in comparison to the other currencies in this market, in this ecosystem right here, okay? So what you're seeing right now is that we're literally also at the verge of a particular collapse right here, okay? So take this information. Now use this information for the next coming charts that we're going to look at, okay? This is super important to understand. Now, when taking this back towards the Bitcoin price and understanding that we still have the CME below here and that we're going to get rejected potentially here, we need to look at one more chart in order for us to understand if we're truly going to come down. And that is the Bitcoin or the Tether dominance chart, okay? What tends to happen is when people are fearful, what tends people to do? People tend to sell this for USDT, right? So based upon that, people start to either sell their crypto or for Tether or for USDC for any particular stablecoin in order to either buy back later or to just turn it into fiat money. Usually what tends to happen is that people sell this into Tether first before moving along here, okay? So if you look at the Tether dominance chart right now, we are reaching major support here. We came down eventually. We still shoot down here. We had resistance right here. We turned that into support right here. We turned that into support right here. And at this particular moment, it seems that we had that bounce. And that bounce created a massive pullback for Bitcoin here. So if you look here on the daily for the Tether dominance chart, we saw a major move. We saw the Tether dominance going from 5.63% all the way up towards 6.15%. That means that roughly 0.5%, Tether was more dominant due to the fact that people started selling their cryptocurrencies back into Tether, right? So based upon that information, we now see that we saw a great expansion to the upside, that we're now pulling back, and that we're now trying to come up here, okay? So again, what happened was our next daily candle came down, and it seems that there is a big chance that we're gonna flip particularly back to the upside here. So how I'm gonna approach this move here? Do I wanna short Bitcoin right now? When do I wanna enter? What are the opportunities from my side? When is the time for me to execute a position? Well, number one, what I'm looking for is the daily chart of the Tether dominance, okay? And usually what tends to happen is the following. We see a massive expansion, okay? Bitcoin dumps, creates and takes out that liquidity to the downside right here, okay? Next up, the following is that expansion from the Tether dominance. We're gonna see a little pullback, okay? So that pullback right here for the Tether means a retracement, okay? If you draw the Fibonacci from this low to this high right here, look at where we tapped into, okay? Let me know if you guys can see it in the chat right here. Let me know what it is. I want to make sure that you guys are paying attention. Let me know what you guys are seeing. This is going to be useful for us right here, okay? Ravi says, how do I get the total 3 against the total 1 chart? I'm going to explain this one in a second here. I will help you also in Discord out. It's a little trick. It's a little trick that I don't think many people use here, okay? So what level are we looking at, fam? Let me know here in the chat. Otherwise, I will tell you right here, okay? You draw it from the low back to the high, okay? Nebosha says 518 retracement, okay? Beautiful. Tapped into the 618. Whenever we tap into the 618 on the daily and we start flipping this candle bullish, okay? I'm leaning again towards more downside for crypto right here. And as long as we come down here and we flip this candle bullish here for the Tether dominance, okay? And we start going green, then what I'm looking for is the next possible area of resistance, which is gonna be all the way up, again, at the 6.15% here, okay? So this particular move to the upside here could create another push down for Bitcoin. So if you start flipping green, then this might be the moment for us to execute a short position to then target the CME gap, putting a stop loss above the previous high. So that could be something like this, putting my stop loss above the previous high, targeting that gap or something in that manner. That could be an easy short-term trade for Bitcoin. Another thing that you can do also is, of course, taking this to the lower time frames and start waiting for a particular move to the downside, wait for a pullback right here, start looking for shorts right there. But the most important part is that the Tether dominance will actually start coming up and particularly come again back towards the 6.15 here. So based upon that information, okay, at some point the Tether dominance will face some resistance again, okay? And if we start coming up, then we have a major range where we could potentially get rejected from. If this is the rejection point for the Tether dominance right here, and if Bitcoin finds its way to find some support in, for example, the CME gap or something in that manner, this is what I would love to see, guys, is that we would come down here, fill up that CME gap, start looking for some consolidation and a new expansion to the upside right here, targeting that next liquidity that we have been building all the way up, but it's just still left over roughly around the 44.5k here for Bitcoin. So very important is the following, okay? I'm looking for price to come back down here. Hopefully we're gonna see a move here. If the Tether dominance flips and comes up, wait for it to then eventually tap into that range, face new resistance, and then start looking very, very heavily at the Bitcoin dominance chart. Because if we then start breaking below and we start coming down here, then this will potentially get very interesting for us. Again, the total 3 against the total 1 could be breaking out to the upside here. That means that altcoins are stronger against Bitcoin, and therefore it's much more interesting for a look, or to look potentially for some very interesting setups in the market right here. Okay. Another thing that you can look at as well is what we call the Bitcoin historical volatility index, and we're going to use this a lot on this chart here, or on this channel. Okay, because this could exactly predict when the volume or when the volatility will increase. So what you want to do when you are a futures trader, by the way, you don't want to be in position all the time. Okay, because what happens in crypto a lot is that many times over, a lot of things will happen where you will not be consistent, okay? Where the market will not be consistently showing you the volume. So what you're trying to do here is you're trying to wait for the right moment in the market to enter a position so you can be in profit as soon as possible. And the reason why this is important is because if you are a futures trader, you are eventually gonna pay fees, and you pay fees every amount of hours. So every couple hours you pay a small fee in order to keep your position alive. You want to minimize that, and the way to do that is by looking at the Bitcoin volatility index, which we're going to discuss next time here. But again, if the Tether dominance gets rejected here and the Bitcoin dominance starts coming down, that means that altcoins are potentially setting up for a really nice breakout. And what we're currently seeing here is that there are a couple of charts here that are looking extremely strong. One of them I really like to see here is AVAX. Okay, and AVAX has been coming down or coming up strong aggressively right now, has been breaking above the $28. Okay, and is now particularly pulling back a little bit, but we're still holding up extremely strong right here. I do think that there is a particular scenario where we can look for particular trading opportunities to the upside right here. Altcoins are holding extremely strong. When Bitcoin came down, usually what you see is that altcoins are making an extremely strong move. In this case, we did not even see it. We saw a major continuation, we saw a bounce, and eventually still rallied to the upside here. So this is looking absolutely incredible, guys. Okay, so what I'm looking for again is a particular pullback into the $36 for AVAX to see if we can look for a particular continuation. If we start breaking this low, eventually I think that we can come back down towards the next level, which will be around $33 right here. Okay, so very important. $36 or $33 for AVAX is where I'm interested in. I think we could find some really good setups right here, especially if the Tether dominance shoots up, gets rejected, and then come down here. The other one is Solana. All right, and Solana has been doing absolutely incredible. So number one, beautiful breakout. We are now holding up here precisely. But what we need to do with Solana is the following, okay? Solana needs to come back down one more time here. So what I like about Solana here is that we have a very clean range, okay? And whenever we see a clean range, usually what tends to happen is that we come back to retest that range right here. And at this particular moment, I think that there is a chance that we will pull back into this range and we could potentially come down to lower levels right here. I'm talking about the, the 55.5, 55 or $54.3 for Solana. If you see some sort of bounce here, that would be absolutely amazing. In my opinion, this could lead also into the continuation right here, okay? So AVAX looking very strong. Solana looking very good here. Ethereum came down, and look at how it retested this, guys. This is also incredible to see. We saw here a big move here to the upside. So number one, we had this high right here, okay? 2122. Number two, we had this high right here. Again, resistance. We broke out of that resistance right here. We tested it right now as support. We immediately got bought up. So a bunch of buy orders were built up here at 2122. So right now, the question is, are we already coming down here? Well, what I think we should look at is, again, this particular range. I think it would be absolutely fantastic if we could come down towards that range, somewhat between that level here, looking at around the 2050 for Ethereum. I'm still looking for lower prices here. If we start coming down towards that range, then this is absolutely where I'm going to look for new opportunities, okay? One more tool that I use all the time here is what we call the fixers run profile. And the fixers run profile is actually showing you the amount of volume that has been trading or has been traded in a range. A lot of people that I know use it, are profitable with this. What they're looking at is they're looking at very clean ranges. They're looking at the expansions and then they're looking for the pullback. And if it then comes back to either the value area high, which you can find here, this is where the volume suddenly increases massively in that range, okay, which will be at 2104. That's the level I'm looking for Ethereum. So if we pull back to 2104 right here, okay, Tether potentially will come up and will actually face some resistance right here. Then I think that we could find some really good particular entries right here, looking at the 2100 for the Ethereum chart right here. So Ethereum looking good. AVAX, Solana, in my opinion, are absolutely looking flawless right now. Okay, so for pullback scenarios, I do believe that these are the best charts to look at right now. I think that Solana as well, if we start breaking the $78, I truly believe that we're gonna break to the upside here, directly reach a new levels such as the 111. Okay, I do believe that this is where the major resistance is at. If you look here at Solana and you zoom out on the weekly right here, you see that this low right here is where the resistance was. And if we start coming down, there are two scenarios where you want to look at. You want to look at the previous support or an area of the month before you moving further, right? So either we're going to come down, right, to previous support and we're going to buy there, or we wait for a breakout and we look for further continuation. So this is personal preference. If you are a trader, you want to be in the momentum, right? So you want to buy at support. You don't want to buy at resistance, okay? You want to either buy at support or you want to buy at a breakout confirmation and a particular retest or something in that manner here. I think this is something absolutely fantastic here. Okay, Gavin Danta says we got the secret sauce here. Appreciate it, bro. Yeah, welcome to the new channel. Make sure you subscribe. We just started this channel today. This is our first stream. We have been streaming for a while on a different channel here. We have a massive community of around 16,000 members. We're now opening the crypto department right here also on YouTube. We also have our crypto VIP group where we have been already trading for a very, very long period of time right now. We have our guy, our legend, I could say, Trader Tim, giving you the opportunity to join our free crypto channel. So if you're interested in signals that are free, then this might be the moment for you to join, okay? Join our free Discord. This could be something for you, something very, very interesting for you to look at right here, okay? Free signals, 295% growth over the last 30 days, 91 trades, 58 wins, 33 losses, 63.7%, 300% growth. So if you literally follow, join our crypto VIP, you follow his signals, you should be making money. Everything that we're doing here is tracked, is proven. We're not a bullshit group here. We're tracking every single trade we take, making sure that you know exactly what we're looking for here. You know, keeping it as real and transparent as possible. So what you need to do in order to join our crypto VIP, get into our group, follow the instructions right here when you're joining our Discord. You can find it by clicking on the link in the description. You go to our Discord to join it. You get or become an affiliate of us. You deposit $100 on your account right here. You fill in the information by typing in get access, and we will give you access in 12 hours or within 12 hours, and you can get access to his free signals right here. So I'm very proud of the guys here. A lot of wins every single day. This was for us another motivation for us to move further and to start also building a YouTube channel around this whole thing here. Okay, so again, guys, I want to see Bitcoin coming down. If we start breaking up, then it gets very interesting, okay? The only thing that would invalidate my short-term bias here is coming up to the 42,491. For the rest, I do believe it's important for us to fill up that CME gap before potentially moving along here. And based upon the Tether dominance, we're looking strong in the short term, okay? So a strong Tether dominance means potentially weaker market right here. Funding rates are still high. We're still extremely greedy in the market here. I do believe that we should see a little bit of a deeper pullback. At least that would be the ideal case scenario, because based upon that, we can safely deploy and start looking for new setups, which I think is gonna definitely be the altcoins right here. So before we continue right here, I think it's important for us to move further here and go to a couple of charts that you guys want to see right now. So let me see what the chat is saying here. Let's see what we have, fam. That would be amazing here. So Grapes says, what about ENJ? Okay, ENJ. Let's look at the ENJ indeed. I think that's a good idea here. Let's make sure that we look at it. ENJ. Okay. IMX, also something I want to talk about in a second here. But ENJ, let's see if we can trade it right here. Perpetual as well, absolutely amazing. Wow, look at ENJ. Well, so far what I can see here, and I need to go back to the regular chart real quick. There we go. Is that we are now coming and breaking practically all-time highs here. So this is very strong for ENJ right here, right now at the moment. Again, it's incredible to see that we're still that strong. Besides the fact that Bitcoin is actually, you know, not looking that strong at all. So altcoins are absolutely taking over right now. Very, very interesting to see. But let's look on the daily chart right now. We have been closing above it. We're looking extremely bullish, guys. Extremely bullish. Man, what was the last swing point? Okay, 15 minute. Nice, very, very clean. Okay. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, what I'm looking at personally is a little bit of a pullback. Okay, I do think that there is a chance of a pullback possible. I do think that we can come back towards the 50%. That will be the ideal case scenario. I think that we're still looking extremely strong. We have not been proven otherwise yet. I think this is the ultimate buy position here for Engine. This is where I potentially look for a trade setup right here, which will be roughly the $25.5 for Engine right here. I think this is what I'm looking for. A pullback, taking out some of these lows, showing us some proof, showing us that we can hold here, and then looking for a long to then liquidate the highs right here and look for further continuation to the upsides. $25 could be absolutely amazing. This could be good here. Drop the charts if you want to analyze it in the chat. Yeah, please drop it in the chat as well, fam. That would be absolutely amazing. Yeah, give me a couple of guys. We have 57 people here watching. We have 38 likes here. Make sure you smash up that like button and let's do a couple more charts, guys. Okay, a lot of information, but overall, I hope it's clear here. I hope that you understand how the 4 pillars work. And if you don't understand it, then no worries. We're gonna explain it every day, making sure that you will eventually get it here. If you want to have a little bit more time to study this, I also created a free cryptocurrency course, which is going to be 3 hours of your time. You're going to have access to the signal, so you directly can practice with Tim, and you exactly know what is going on here. A free cryptocurrency course where I explain all these different pillars, like the total 1, the total 2, the total 3, the Bitcoin dominance, the Tether dominance, all these charts that you can implement to gain a better understanding of the cryptocurrency markets here. Now let's go to the next one here. Okay. Way Wonder, if I'm saying it correctly. Yeah, Wonder. One under. He says Aptos. Very, very nice. Okay. Coinbase. Yeah, look at that here. Weekly. Yeah, super strong, super nice. Weekly flip as well here. Strong rejection here. This was the ultimate buy position, by the way. If you look here on the daily, this would have been perfect. I can already tell you that based upon this range here, we will probably have a tremendous amount of volume right here at the what we call the point of control, the area where the most volume is traded in a range. We're very, very close to it here. So this was indeed a nice buy position here at $7. Right now we're coming up strong. Let me see what we have here. Next level to break is the 9.23. Okay. If we can break above this level here, I do think that there is a significant amount of possibility for continuation possible here. I do think this was a very strong hold. I think that on the 4 hour as well, you could see that we created a high. We pulled back into this range right here. Okay, so we had a beautiful range. We had an expansion and we pulled back. We retested it. People went long right away and they bought it up right now. I think that now it's too late to buy. I do think that at this particular moment, we need to wait for either one more pullback to the downside here. Until then, I would stay out of this one. Okay, we might have something interesting at around $8.23. due to the fact that if you take this low right here and you pull it back towards the highs, you will come back towards the equilibrium, which could then lead you again one more time towards the 9.23. This could give you a nice setup, particularly when looking at it. Actually, I think that this could be something interesting. But again, we're waiting for that confirmation, guys. Okay, that's oh, there we go. I wonder why it was copying it. There we go. So we have this low, we have this high, and looking for that further continuation. So a pullback towards the 8.21 could be interesting right here. But again, wait for lower time confirmation. Don't rush into your trade setup. Understand what the other pillars are doing, and based on that, make your decision here. Don't rush into these trade setups right here. But this is looking promising. Beautiful, Martin. What's happening, my bro? Welcome to your journey of becoming a crypto DJ. Incredible to see you here. Okay. Crypto Pro Trader says OP is looking interesting for a scalp. I'm looking at it right now. I'm waiting for a flip on the lower time frame. Trend is bullish on the 15 minutes. So let's look at the OP then. Okay. The reason why this is interesting indeed, just on the 15 minute, like you're saying here, right? What are you looking for? You're looking for a short or a long. Let me know here in the chat. Curious to your opinion. But what you always can do is the following. Okay, you can also put it on two charts right here. You have OP right here. Tether dominance right there. The tether dominance is now looking strong. So let's take that to the 15 minute. Okay. So from there on, let's see if we can show you what I'm talking about here. Okay. Look at this. So for example, in the 15 minute, we can use this in our advantage. Okay. We can literally look for a pullback into this particular range. Wait for a rejection here for the tether dominance on the shorter time frame, on the lower time frame. And we're talking about particularly, quick, scalps and so on here. This could be interesting. Okay. So if you get rejected there, beautiful. That's one layer. Then we're looking for the next layer of support here for OP. So in my opinion, I think it would be better to look for a maybe in the 5 minute, by the way. See if that will help here. 5 minute chart. Yeah, I think we should use the same profile right here and see from there. Yeah. Well, look at that. Okay. Point of control. 5 minute. Point of control right here. Beautiful range, which is a low. We bounce from it. Lower time frame. Let's see what we have here. 5 minutes right here. Yeah, what I think we need to see here is a particular breakout. We need to create a higher high first, bro. If we create a higher high, then I'm much more, interested in looking for long setup further continuation. So that means a higher high followed by a lower low and a rejection right here at the tether dominance. Okay, this is on the lower time frame. So if we get rejected here and we hold here, create a higher high, then I'm interested in looking for a higher low. And then I'm interested in looking for a trade setup. And that could then be a particular long setup here for OP. Right here, something like that. And then target the top, okay? Which is right there at 2.338. Nice. What else do we have? Humberto says Cardano. Well, Cardano has been absolutely killing it, okay? Cardano has been absolutely killing it. Everyone was thinking that Cardano was absolutely over right here. Let's see where we came from, by the way. This was on the daily. The weekly right here, okay? Yeah, so same thing, right? We broke above that resistance. We closed the weekly candle above that resistance. We pulled back very aggressive when a dump came. We got bought up right away, and we're again above that key level. That key level is at 56 cents. So now we're flipping it. We're looking quite good here, okay? What needs to happen is that we really need to start breaking above certain highs, such as the 61.5 cents to look for further continuation. Otherwise, this just could easily be, a short-term pullback where we come down, we get rejected, and we start pushing back further to the downside in the very, very short term here. So, in this case right here, I I'll be cautious. I think Cardano is absolutely slowing down here. What you see as well is that you came towards that range. So you had that consolidation here. You had that expansion here. You had that retracement here. And you see that we're getting sold off right now particularly. So I think that we could come back towards the lows quite reasonable. And if you start looking at the daily, okay, then look at this candle right here. There's no bottom wick. We shoot up. And if you start flipping this candle bearish, I think there's a big chance we could look for the continuation. So I think that if Bitcoin comes down here, as you can see right now, particularly maybe going for that CME gap, that Cardano will follow. So be aware of that here. Some of them are outperforming. Some of them have been outperforming, or could potentially look, look at a pullback right here. Okay. Jaime, did you look at Solana already? Losing in on the product control of this range. Let's see if the value area low can hold it in this demand we're coming into. So Solana, yeah, let's go back to Solana on the lower time frame. Let's see if it's better than Cardano, because Cardano is definitely looking a little bit on the weaker side right here, right now. Solana, similar behavior. Solana, similar behavior right here, even on the 15-minute. I mean, this is, I get it. We're now in that zone, right? We're now right in that area of the month. We find some support right now on the 15-minute. I do see what you see. I think if this is the level you're talking about. To be honest, I doubt that we're going to hold here. I doubt that we're going to hold here. Let's see if the value area low can hold here. On the 15-minute, right? So you're talking about this particular range. The value area low is right there. The 68.166. You can have a look at it. Okay, you can have a look at it, but the moment the Tether dominance starts breaking on the 50-minute above that level that we talked about, we start actually coming above that initial zone. I think we could go and lead into the into more continuation, which will particularly push price further down. So I do believe that from the major caps right now, Solana, Cardano on the lower time frame, I think this could be broken right here. Okay. I think this range is a much more interesting range to look at, particularly right now, for Solana. I think that this is a nice pullback, a nice retest, and I think unless we start breaking above these highs right here, above the $73, and then pulling back, then I'm interested in longs. Anything below it, I still am leaning towards more downside potential right here for Solana. Okay. Couple more. Let's make it happen here. Okay, Grape says Kata. Let's see what Kata is showing us here. Okay. To be honest, guys, the opportunities are absolutely mind-blowing to me right now. Short, long, whatever the case may be. As long as the volume is back into the markets, there are unlimited trading opportunities here. So if you feel that you're missed out on a setup, there are 10 setups more for you right now at this particular moment. Okay, when you feel that you're missing out on something in crypto when the volume is there, that is absolutely not possible. Okay, there are more setups there are more trading setups that you can actually take in that scenario here. So Katana Inu is, I believe, a gaming token, if I'm correct here. It's not a meme coin. I heard that it was, or they made it sound like a meme coin, but it's actually a gaming project. So they did a very good job here with merging or using a name that's very familiar to a lot of people, while actually being a gaming project. So when I look at Katana Inu, I think they're doing extremely well. I want to see what their market cap is like as well here, just to get a better understanding of Katana. But let's see what Katana Inu's market cap currently is right here. We are looking at a 30 million market cap, so we're still very, very small here. I believe it's a gaming project, if I'm correct here. Multiplayer on-chain action game. Yeah, gaming narrative. I think that this will blow up in general. The whole narrative of gaming will blow up. I'm extremely bullish on the gaming narrative. For now, though, major resistance right here. Okay, major resistance on the weekly at 0.0158. So this is definitely not where you want to buy. where you want to buy Katana Inu, in my opinion, unless you are, you know, a long-term holder. If you want to get in and you just want to hold your positions and you feel comfortable with holding a position for a while, fantastic. Then this is the perfect base to buy here. $28 million is not particularly that high. However, continuation and confirmations could mean a breakthrough moment right here and a weekly candle closure above the 0.01. So 0.00158. And the reason why this is important, because if you have a weekly closure above it, it's so much easier to look for the continuation. And if you see the continuation happening, you can get into profits right away, take some profits out, and then use this for another project. If you are an investor, if you are a trader, then I would be extremely careful right now, because we are indeed facing some major resistance right here. So let's take this to the hourly, by the way. Yeah, this is okay. Let's see how we came up here, because we're still looking strong. Okay, we came down to the 70.5. We're pulling back. I mean, this is the low that we need to take out. Okay, so if we want to look for short setups, then this is the low that we want to take out first on the 1 hour here. This might take a while here before a really high probability setup can occur. Anything on the lower time frames, I would say, could lead into that continuation. For now, I think that we're going to face a lot of resistance here. I think that based upon this, you could see something like the value area high of that range. I think that let me see where we came from. This is the highest point. This is the lowest point. Yeah, there we go. We got rejected at the 50%. If you start to flip this candle, we might be able to take out the liquidity that's built up right here. That means that we would go for the particular lows here. So this could lead into a particular setup, but keep it tight. I'm not sure if you can trade this on futures, by the way. But if you are an investor, then wait at least for the higher time frame levels to be broken, close above here, or wait for a deeper pullback before we can look for, you know, new add-ons to our portfolio from there. That's how I would approach Katana Inu. Man, I'm feeling great. It's feeling new channel, new vibes. We can post whatever we want to post here on this channel about crypto. And we're going to post a shit ton of content. What about that? Okay? For all the DJs that are still watching, I truly, from my deepest heart here, appreciate you. I'm not going to let you down here. We're going to make a lot of content. I'm looking forward to host you here on a day-to-day basis, making sure that we're updated about the charts, the prices, the setups, you name it. So, what do we have? Need to leave, guys. Dinner with the kids. Take care. Good luck. Thank you, my man. Appreciate it. Grapes says, I missed out on 15K taking profits. Yeah, make sure you take profits as well. When you're seeing the market stopping out here, it's never a bad idea to take some more profits here. Usually price will come down for you to look for better opportunities here. Devin, let me know if you're still here, my friend. SNX. Let's see if you can look at SNX right here. Okay, this one looks... there we go. Look at the daily. Okay. SNX, major resistance. On the weekly. Okay. Major resistance on the weekly. Daily. Starting to look bearish here. We have 8 more hours for the closure. If you're gonna see a closure like this, this could lead into some continuation here. Let's go to the 1 hour. This might be a nice trade setup. This might be a nice trade setup. We can trade this on futures. Let's see what we have here. This is nice. This is nice. Okay. Point of control. Two-hour chart. This is nice. Look at that. This could be good. This could be good. So, pullback. Point of control of that range. If we don't get rejected already on the 2 hour. Okay. But this would be the ideal case scenario. This would be the perfect short opportunity. Okay. A pullback here. This high created a lower low. So we had a higher high, a lower low. A lower high. Looking for a lower low. This is looking nice, man. This is looking nice. This is what I would trade. This is what I would trade to. Looking for a pullback. Wait for price to pull back up here. And then target that wick. Target that wick right here. Beautiful wick fill. I would love to trade this setup if you come back. Thank you for checking it out, man. That's really, really nice. I do see some potential here for NSNX right there. Grape says, are you a Link holder? You know what the problem is with Link? Like, I'm extremely bullish on Link. I think that Link is a fantastic project. I think they have the best tech possible here. Okay? I truly, truly believe so. The problem with Link, however, is... and the camera's off here. Give me one moment here. But the problem with Link is that the marketing sucks. Okay? Their marketing team sucks. You know, you have these cryptocurrencies that are extremely amazing in tech without a good solid marketing team. And that's kind of the problem with Link. You have seen that Solana, AVEX, Cardano have been massively outperforming Link here. However, I think Link's time will come. I think that they have been working so hard and so long on their project. One of the oldest as well. I do believe that they're gonna rule tremendously, become the biggest oracle in this on this chain. But again, look at Link here right now, $8 billion, fully diluted. We're looking at a $50 billion mark. So, you know, it's massive. There are a lot of big projects involved here. And, you know, it costs a lot of money to run a project that is as deep and as established as Link is here. Okay? So, yeah, long-term play for quick gains. I'm currently not that interested, to be honest. Okay? This is looking nice. This is looking absolutely amazing. Yeah, look at that. Also the Fibonacci here on the SNX right there. We have this particular high. We have this particular low. If we pull back to the 50%, then we have so many different confluences coming together. We have the point of control on the 1 hour chart. We have the area of supply here. We have that high. We have the 50%, and we have a nice wick fill below here. So I think that we have an amazing particular opportunity right in front of us right now. Okay, my camera's off here. Give me one moment. I need to get my remote. Give me one moment, guys. 1 second. There we go. There we go, I'm back. Okay. Sorry, guys. Camera got a little bit overheated. Okay. Maybe we're just a little bit too excited with the launch of our new channel here. Let me put the air conditioning a little bit on here. If you guys know, I'm living in Bali, Indonesia. It's extremely hot. And the charts are also on fire, so it's a combination that does it. Okay, very nice. Okay, what else do we have here? Let me see if we have a couple more projects right now. We have around 55 more minutes. Let's make sure that we are running it. I'm still frozen, am I? I think I'm still frozen. Hey, there we go. Okay, beautiful. By the way, Lorenzo, bro, what's your thoughts on H-bar as a project? Way too many big players in it. No clue why. So H-bar, let's pull up H-bar right here. Hedera is looking, yeah, it's a massive project in general. Okay, we've been looking at Hedera. I've been looking at Hedera for a while, also on the charts here. What they're in essence doing is they're building, in essence, some sort of oracle as well, or like you could say software where they could process more transactions, okay, faster than ever before. So Hedera is one of the fastest chains in that manner. So I think that that's why it's such an interesting project. But let's look at the chart of H-bar right here. I think it's definitely something to look at right here. H-bar perpetual. Let's see if we can trade H bar right here. Man, beautiful rejection right now. Okay, so again, this is that consolidation, this is that massive expansion. It comes then back, and it then gets rejected right here at this particular high. Okay, so if you go here to the 2-hour chart, we have this particular high. We're now getting rejected right here. So now based upon that rejection at the 2-hour, what we're looking for is the lower time frame, right? So the 15-minute created now a lower low. So this is exactly what you want to see. You come into the 2-hour, you get rejected. We created a lower low here. We're pulling back. Again, fantastic low. We take this to the 5 minutes and we start looking at levels where we could think potentially the market could particularly get rejected from right here. Okay, 50% right at this zone. Okay, so if you are a day trader or something in that manner, this is where things could get interesting. They have a whole range in front of you as well. You use that data as well from a range to see where things could be interesting. And I think that based upon this information, it actually shows me that the value area high, okay, where a lot of volume has been traded as well in that range, is up there. So rather than looking for a trade right here, I'm actually trying to see if we can come back all the way to the top, which can guide us towards the 79%. And if you look at the 10-minute chart, you see this candle right here. And I think this is the perfect candle to look at. It's at 0.074. And I do think that we could look particularly for a move, tapping into that zone, and then sell off from there in the short term to target this particular low. The 2-hour rejection, 50-minute lower low, 10-minute pullback, 70.5, 79% Fibonacci. This high that created a lower low, particularly looking for a lower high, entering at the lower high on the lower time frames. I really like it. I do think that this is just a perfect short-term trade opportunity. Am I bullish on the long term? Super bullish in the long term. But do take consideration that at the same time, we are also in weekly resistance right. So this is where you could look for particular short-term trade setups. But any break above the 0.874 right here, okay? And this is where we zoom out. If you start breaking out here and you start continuing, man, this could be an instant 100% move for Hedera. Don't get me wrong. I truly believe that if you see weekly closure above here, it's time to back your bags and to start, maybe investing or trading and holding your trade a little bit longer. But on the lower time frame, this is absolutely perfect for a trade setup here. Okay. Kevin says Rune, BNB looping flow XRP. Okay. Yeah, let's do a couple more, guys. Let me know if you're still here. If you're still here in the chat, let me know. Drop something. Okay. Let me know that you're active. Let me know that you're here. I would highly appreciate that. Rune. Let's talk about Rune. Many setups, guys. Many setups here. I like this one as well. H-bar on the 15-minute. Again, you want to confirm this always with the Tether dominance. If the Tether dominance is showing you an opportunity by being at support when this one at resistance, it gives you that extra confirmation. The extra confirmation can be used for you to particularly then look for a pullback for charters. So let's say you bounce from here, right? You have created a higher high now on the Tether dominance. There we go. Created a higher high. If we now pull back right there and we hold support here, for example, or there, and we hold support there, then this could be a perfect trade setup. So H-bar short could be very, very interesting from this particular level right here. Okay, let's look at Rune. Let's look at Rune. Ooh. Okay, weekly. Yeah, look at that. A perfect rejection here. Perfect rejection here. Let's see what the volume is telling us here. Volume is everything, and especially in crypto, volume is absolutely key. Okay, that's the point of control. That's a great target eventually, by the way. A retest of the point of control. So let me highlight this one. We started the weekly, and we're going to go all the way to the lower time frame. So that's the point of control. Rejection, of course, is at this last low, the 50%. Okay, so that's there. And of course, also look at this candlestick, right? And if you draw a red box around it, so an area of supply right there, where people might sell from on the weekly, you can see clearly that we tapped right into that resistance, and we failed to break above that resistance. So that's the weekly chart here. Now, if you take this to the 1 hour, then what has happened? We have been consolidating right here, right? We created one range, very, very clean. But then, after that consolidation, we created a lower low. Super key. Lower low has been created. Why is that important? We now know that this high took out this low, and that could lead into particularly a lower high. So that's what we saw. We saw a lower high scenario. After that, we saw a high to low scenario right here. We tapped into the 618 Fibonacci. We got rejected, came down again, created a lower low, right? Right here, again, another lower low. So then after that lower low, what happened? High to low, came to the 70.5, 79%. We saw a rejection. That rejection held for a very long period of time. After that, we have seen multiple touch points in this area of supply right here until we started to truly collapse. Now we have collapsed here. Now we're trying to pull back. This is the low that has been created by this high here. What do we do? The same thing. High to low, okay? Came back to the 50%. Now looking at continuation, I think we could take this to the 15-minute. What I think is important here, again, rejection. Super, super nice, by the way. Super nice. Because we had a high, a lower high, and a lower low. We came back, we got rejected. I think what we need to see right now is a serious pullback up one more time. After this low has been taken out. So this low needs to be taken out first. 5.636. Okay. RWBY low. Welcome to the fam, my man. Thank you so much. Appreciate the sub. Looking for the continuation break, pullback, then looking for trade setup. Really want to see the low getting taken out first. So what you can do is you go to the 15-minute, you draw a level here, and you just set an alert. The moment that alert goes up, you wait for that pullback, you wait for that rejection. Then it gets interesting to look for short setups. But overall, look how many trades you could have taken right here just by looking at this particular range, just by understanding the higher time frame. Okay, higher time frame resistance is absolutely key. You can easily see if a cryptocurrency is in higher time frame resistance, and if it is and you see a rejection from it, you can directly go to the lower time frame starting at the 4 hour and work your way all the way to the 15 minutes to start scalping and day trading your way back down towards a new level, which could provide you with a tremendous amount of opportunity right here. So absolutely amazing, bro. I think that we could eventually come all the way down to the 4.156 to then particularly look for another run. So I think you're going to find a lot of short opportunities here. What you need to wait right now is for a lower low to be created. Why? This high needs to take out this low. Then we can start looking for the continuation. Oh, that makes sense, bro. Otherwise, did you look at InGen already? It's surely due to a pullback. Yeah, well, we can look at it one more time, my man. Yeah, we looked at it on the higher time frame. We can look at it on the lower time frame as well here. Yeah, it's definitely preparing. It's definitely preparing. Major resistance, like we said. But yeah, no. There is no certainty though. No certainty here. We're still ranging. We're not showing up. The best way, what I'm looking for with crypto, and that's by far one of the nicest things that I'm personally looking for, is expansion, pullback, continuation. So that's either up or down, or an expansion, pullback, continuation. So whenever you see a range that is as clean as this right here, the opportunity will come after the expansion. In my opinion, the best opportunity will come after that expansion right there. Could you check link short to midterm? We can look at Link in the short term. Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Still want to understand the 4 hour. 4 hour higher high, lower low expansion. These are key levels right there, of course. This is a major zone to look at, but this is far away. So when looking at particular setups in the market, then this might be not that interesting yet. Man, look at that. We're not looking that strong at all right now. I'm going to draw the Fibonacci from high to low. And I'm going to look at this range. There we go. This aligns here perfectly. So look at what I did here. Instead of using the fixed volume profile at a previous range, I looked at a range even before that. Okay? This is where we saw, or where we have seen a lot of price action before. So we smashed through it. But if we now retrace this support could turn into resistance. So based upon that, we look at the 50%. We're looking at the point of control, the area where the most volume has been traded in that range. And these are two key levels, very short after each other, like very close together. So what I'm looking for is a pullback into these levels. If we are there, then I'm interested in trading it here. Okay? For now, I think that we're just in a range. We need to get out of that range for us to find trading opportunity. So either waiting for pullback or get out of this range first before looking for further continuation. But I think the best shorting opportunity lays at 15.631. Okay? And as long as Bitcoin stays around here, and I think we're already dropping. Okay, we're already coming down here. I do believe we're going to go for that CME gap eventually. I mean, that would make the most sense to me here. But we have a lot of room still for prices to come down a little bit here. So if you're trading on the 50-minute, then look at some opportunities that are very abrupt. And this is one of them. SNX, super nice setup. I do think that the pullback gives you one of the best opportunities here. So this is on top of my list, for sure. Cosmos, welcome, my friend. Hello, Lorenzo. Okay, check GMT against the dollar. For you? Absolutely. GMT against the dollar? Is GMT on perpetual? It is. It's on futures. Okay. Oh man, this was a beautiful setup. Beautiful trade. Right here. That was a fantastic trade opportunity right here. This high created a strong low. Look at that 50% here. Isn't this perfection, guys? Look at that. Look at this high. The top. We created a lower low. We took out this low. We pull back into the 50%. The 50% showed you a beautiful area of supply here. We start building that liquidity below. The next step was to take out that liquidity. Incredible setup to look at. Okay, so what's next? I don't think we're done yet. I think on the daily here, I don't think we are absolutely done yet here. I think that we got rejected quite aggressively in this range. There we go. Beautiful rejection. Again, a rejection. We have again created a lower low. What I think will happen here is let's try and see where we have in this range. Yeah, this level is again the same level. Same level. Is that aligned with the resistance level as well? Yeah. So what I want to see here is I want to come into this level on the 1 hour. Then wait for the lower time frame to see where we can break. If you then break down, wait for a nice confirmation and then look for a short trade. So we're talking 28.47 cents. So 28 cents 47. GMT looks good. And man, this was absolute perfection right here. This was a really nice, clean, basic trade setup. 5 times your money. Easy money. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. Very, very nice. Another one, which I think we could short as well, okay, is Immutable X. Immutable X is ready for a short in my opinion. I think that we are potentially starting to look a little bit weaker. So we tapped into this zone. Look at that. We looked super bullish before. We are now topping out at this high, okay? Strong resistance. We made a move of around 340%, okay? This is where things get interesting. So this is a 340% move on IMX. IMX market cap right now, right? Immutable's market cap right here is at $2.6 billion. Take this information and look at the amount of weeks we have been bullish here on a relatively big pair, okay? This is not a small coin. This is a big one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 straight bullish weeks right here. 9 straight bullish weeks, okay? At some point, we have to see at least one red candle here. And the best place to look at it is at the highs, okay? This is where a lot of people get in. This is where a lot of people that enter here, that enter here, that enter there, that enter there will take profits as well, okay? Especially if we're failing to break above it when we're reaching it. But this is where shorters come into play. This is where things get interesting. So taking this to the 4-hour chart right here is looking at internal market structure. So this high and this low. If this low gets broken, guys, we're talking about the 1.92.48. I do believe that this is where you will find a really nice, strong opportunity for yourself here. So the 4-hour will break that low. You take this to the lower time frame, which is like the 30-minute chart. You wait for this low to be broken. You see where you find support. You then look for, you know, a particular pull move, a particular pullback into the market here. And that's where opportunities will lay ahead to. So yes, a patience game because it's the weekly. But once you're there, you will see particularly or potentially like a new channel getting created here. You know, and I will show you exactly what I mean. This is something that you could see getting created, is where you eventually start coming up. You create a new parallel channel. You start coming along here. You create new lower lows and lower highs. And you start pushing further down here to target eventually the 161, okay, the 1.61, which is that wick, that liquidation event here. Still too much liquidity there left. I think that this could be particularly a moment for it to push further down here. So IMX looks wonderful if you start breaking this low here. Beautiful. More setups. The beautiful thing, there are endless amount of setups here in the markets. The best ones I've seen now is SNX. Very, very clean. Link, very, very nice at 15.631. Really, really good. H-bar, really clean. This high, creating a lower low on the 15-minute. A pullback towards the highs here could be perfect. A short at 74 cents or 7 cents, sorry. Starting an entry, something roughly around this level, 74.4. Stop loss above the highs. Okay. And then target. And I need to zoom out for the target here, guys. On the 1-hour chart here. Yeah, this is a nice zone. Yeah, something like this range. A 3-to-1. A nice 3-to-1. Unless you want to play it tighter and you want to get it to a 5-to-1. But I think it's better to be stop loss above that high. I think that's what we're looking for. Grape says render. Now render has been outperforming. It's one of the biggest promising cryptocurrencies, especially in the gaming niche, in the gaming sector. The market cap of render right now is at $1.5 billion already. I remember in the bear market, this thing kept going up. Okay. I still believe it did. I need to confirm this to check out the charts, but as far as I could remember, is that render kept moving to the upside throughout practically the whole bear market here. Okay, yeah, look at that here. We literally saw from the December 22nd here that's when the bull run for Render started. Okay, ever since then, we have been doing an 800% move. So Render is the one that has been outperforming practically every other coin against, you know, in general, the market here, right here. So yeah, when you're seeing this right now, a really nice weekly channel getting created, facing the resistance of that channel here. Okay, so Render is in major resistance right now. Look at that. We try to break above it. This is the equilibrium of a parallel channel. This is 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and 5 weeks. And every single time when we come up a little bit higher, we fail to break above it here. So this aligns very well with also understanding, you know, any particular range. And if you look here at this particular candle structure right there on the weekly, let's draw an area of supply right here. You will see that it aligns perfectly with key level of resistance for Render. So Render right now, in my opinion, is in major resistance. I think that this is very hard for Render to break towards too. If we do, however, yeah, we have to go through a significant amount of resistance, which could lead into further continuation. But I think that when looking at the 4 hour, okay, there is no clear sign of weakness yet. But the moment we start coming down here, you can even take this to hourly. I don't think it matters. Man, it could be a trade setup for you if you want to take it. It's a little bit of a riskier play. But I do believe that if you look at this right here, this is key weekly resistance. This is the first time we tap into it. If we start breaking the lows here, I do think that you have you know, some serious upside potential. Some serious downside potential for Rand in the short term. So 3.98, 0.8, and 3.71. This is definitely not where I would buy Render right now as an investor. This is where I would look for shorts to trade Render, because I think that the probability is much more on our side looking for shorts here rather than looking for longs right here. You can see it already. If you zoom in and we highlight this area of supply, we're getting rejected already while pulling back into this range. I think Render is up for shorts right here. Take this to the 5 minute. And what do we see on the 5 minute? Okay, a tremendous amount, in my opinion, of liquidity that's built up here. So, weekly resistance from multiple angles. Parallel channel, weekly area of supply, structure, tapping into it twice. Sell side liquidity built up below. The stop losses built up below. And they might come up here to come down for the stop losses. And, you know, we might be coming back towards the range. So, I mean, this is what I would look. Okay, let's do 2 more, guys. We're gonna do this on a day-to-day basis here, so don't worry. Every single day we're looking at new setups here for you. Also on the lower time frame, so we have some really nice futures trades that we can take. Depends also on the market right here. In this case, like we said before, Bitcoin is starting to slow down a little bit here. The Tether dominance is coming up here. Okay, if you look on the daily, we are starting to flip bullish after coming down towards the 618. If the Tether dominance gets you know, bought up and comes up here, that is usually not good for the market. That means that Tether is gaining more dominance in the market and that people are selling their cryptocurrencies for Tether. And that means that we might be looking at more downside potential. So based upon that, we are looking interesting. But I just wanted to highlight you one more time here that when you're looking at this chart, the moment we're going to see a breakout here, guys, and the moment total 3 takes over and breaks out here, we're going to see a major altcoin rally the moment Bitcoin finds its support again. Okay, so now Bitcoin might come down, but the moment Bitcoin finds its support, it could be after filling up that gap, that CME gap, we might be seeing serious potential for altcoins happening here. So get ready. It's going to be a massive one. The Bitcoin dominance, like we said before, is looking extremely weak. The BTC longs as well are coming down here. That means that people are starting to close their long positions right now as well. So less and less long positions are getting built up here. There are more shorts open than longs at this particular moment. But look at the Bitcoin dominance as well. If we start breaking this, guys, the only way for altcoins is up here. So looking very good, but a tremendous amount of trading opportunities here. Let's do two more. Way Wonder. Okay. Illuvium. That's Way. Sorry. Filled in your name. There we go. Illuvium. Okay. Let's start out with the regular chart before we go into perpetual here. Okay, now this is good. This is good. This is on the weekly. Yeah. Resistance was right at 117.9. We failed to break above it. We couldn't break above it. If you go back to the daily chart here, you will probably see in that range some serious resistance right here. So yeah, you can already see that this is a strong area of supply here. We could not break above it. So on the 4 hour, what happened? We touched in it once. We created a lower low. We created a lower high. Created a lower low, lower high, lower low. We then took out some of that liquidity. We manipulated back up. We then created a new lower low. So we're still bearish. Okay, lower lows, lower highs, constantly getting created. So what we need to do is we get to go to the lower time frame. High to low. I think the best thing to do is wait for this range. And I think the best price will be at 107.2 to 1 for shorts here. So where some setups are there right away on the 50 minutes, some of them need more time. And could be there on the 1 hour. You see that we have been building some of that liquidity above here. So I think that a lot of people are short there. We could have a lot of stop losses above here. We have a gap there. So what I would prefer is to take out these people first, come back into this range after that lower low was created, then look for new lower lows. Or after that lower high was created to then look for new lower lows. Okay? Very clean. Grapes is Rose. Red we just discussed here. Rose, very similar. Rose looks strong. Like we said before, I think Rose broke out here. I think Rose was that perfect setup, if I remember. We talked about it last time on the other channel. We had a breakthrough moment here. We tested it bullish. This is really bullish though, guys. We are back at resistance. We tested at support. On the weekly here, we tapped into this area of support here as well as an area of demand here. This red candle provides a lot of demand, a lot of support here. We have another really strong wick on the top side. Roses is one of these candles that are, or one of these charts when I'm like, this might be pushing up when the rest of the market is pushing down, which can happen, which is pretty common with some charts and some setups right here. So this was a higher high. This was a higher high. We might be taking out the equal lows there and pulling back into this range right here. So I'm actually interested in looking for longs rather than shorts for Rose right here. Okay. So yeah, this is much more appealing, much more interesting. Eventually, I think that we should retest this range, and this is the true test of Rose. Are we able to break through that, or are we actually going to get rejected there again? So in regard to a short-term trade, you want to get back into this range to give you more information. Now, anything that's happening now could lead into a nice bounce toward it, so you can still long it and look for a setup right there. Okay. Let's do the last one. Let's do the last one, guys. Okay. DYDX. Okay. DYDX. There we go. Daily chart looks like we pulled back really nicely. Back towards this area of demand. We got bought up right away. We broke out, we retested it. This was a super clean, straightforward breakout point. We saw this one right here. We consolidated, we broke out again. We retested it right now. Yeah, no, it looks pretty decent. On the lower time frame though, I think that this range is just too strong for it to break. I think that this is the value area low. So that means that when you have a range, you measure the volume of a range, and then you measure 3 different levels. The value area low is where this goes from not bright to bright, where a lot of volume increases, and this could act as a hidden area of resistance. And you can see that right now, right here, hidden level for DDX right here at 2.908 rejection. So strong rejection point right here. You see that? We've been rejected there twice, and we're now pushing back down again from this level, as you can see here. So what needs to happen is on the lower time frame, on the 5 minutes, you break this low. You look for a pullback. You look to see if you can take a setup from there. Then look for a short-term opportunity. But what you want to see first is a lower low. Show me that this is actually strong enough for a pullback down. And if you then pull back, I think that's where your major opportunities are. And then it's time to target these lows right here. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. I'm going to wrap it up here, guys. We have been here for an hour and a half right now. Our second stream of the day here. Again, thank you so much here for everything that you guys are doing here, supporting the channel. I'm super delighted to have you here. We're going to do this on a day-to-day basis. We're going to make sure that you are always updated for the best possible, setups, the plays that I'm going to make here. If I see a trade that is so interesting and we can take right away, we take it right away. This is what I'm looking for, but the market is definitely setting up here. So I hope this stream helped you a little bit. And if you're new, make sure you smash up that like button and hit the notification bell. Like we said before, we have a crypto VIP. We're giving away free signals. So these are my setups. Tim is pumping them out every single time. He's crushing it. And you can join him literally for free. So what you can do one more time is join. Click on the instructions manual. Go into my channel. Click on the instructions. Become an affiliate. Deposit $100 on your account. Use that to follow his signals, which are proven to be profitable, which are tracked. And also go to my free course that I created especially for you. So when you're on these live streams, you know exactly what I'm looking for, how I'm approaching it, and it will make things much, much easier. So thank you so much. I hope to see you soon. Amazing to have you guys here. And guys, keep it up. Gonna see you soon again. All right? Thank you, my man. Ciao, ciao.